journey, also known as my downward spiral of the week, all started with this comment. Agent KMR casually told me, if webkinz are old enough to vote, then UglyDolls are old enough to drink. And I thought, what? But I looked it up, and yes, indeed, UglyDolls were made February 2001. And me personally, I'm really struggling to grapple with the information that some of you watching were not alive during, sorry, I'm from New York, this is a measurement of time for me. Some of you watching weren't alive during 9/11, but UglyDolls were. Don't know how my therapist is gonna help me with this one.
Your video taping the show. I do.
Butt lovers. We've talked about webkinz, Shining Stars, Beanie Babies 2.0, Bella Sarah, Zuzu Pets, and more, but this is the first toy line that I'm covering prior to this video that I had no emotional attachment to. If Kid Me received an Ugly doll as a present, I'd probably cry? Ugly. You gotta be kidding me. The plush dolls known as UglyDolls were created by Sunmin Kim and her husband David Horvath. The couple had met in art school, and according to Wikipedia, the origin of UglyDolls started when David was writing love letters to Sunmin when she had to move back to Korea when her student visa expired. He drew the character Wage with a reassuring message that he's working hard to make their dreams come true so they can be together again. A lot of these love letters had many of the silly characters, but Wage was the one that Sunmin decided to turn into a plush doll to send back to him.
This is the first time she ever tried to sew anything, ever, and this is the second time. So she went from first attempt to this.
That clip was from the channel Thrash Lab, and David even said in that same interview that his wife, Sunmin, hand-sewed the first 1,500 UglyDolls. David also explains in that same interview that UglyDolls are the physical manifestation of all the things you dislike about yourself the most, but should love and hold on to. And in this way, I think a doll was the most effective use of this message. Like, listen, the doodles are also super fun, and we'll get into the wild world of these books and the movie later, but this all caught on with dolls. Why? Well, even now, when someone says the word doll to me, I think of Barbie, Bratz, Polly Pockets, American Girl doll. And even with Monster High's unconventional approach, their tagline is still freaky just got fabulous. The emphasis was always on fashion and looking your best. Dolls in my brain are almost always associated with human or humanoid toys that emphasize beauty. So having these dolls proclaim, I'm ugly and I'm proud, definitely sets them apart right from the get-go. That being said, let's look through these 4 ugly guides to see what we find. Is the message as uplifting and motivational as they made it out to be? On the inside cover, we see the following sentiment. What we really mean is, you are ugly.
What the fuck? Is this allowed?
I'm having flashbacks to Trolls with a Z.
The truth is, and I'm saying this honestly, you are ugly.
It then goes on to laugh at us as we're processing this insult. Aha, but what does ugly really mean? And then they attached a mirror? No, I'm kidding about the mirror. Can you imagine? No, what it actually says is, ugly means celebrating who you are on the inside and showing us what you've got. That's already a different definition than what we got in the interview. Being ugly means you really have to show us what you got going on the inside because the outside is Anyway, maybe the empowerment is further along in this book. Let's see. The first 2 pages show us the many residents of Uglytown. We have Wage, and we also have Minimum Wage, like Guy Diamond and Tiny Diamond, but they're not named after an expensive crystal. No, quite the contrary. They're named after how little money they make. I guess they're ugly because they work hard and don't get paid a lot. A great way to establish that we're all ugly. Does that mean that the pinnacle of beauty is the Walmart family that gives me Sirius Lannister vibes? You know what? I'll take being ugly. We got Ice Bat, that I have a plush of. Some others that stick out to me are Bop and Beep, the different variations of Ugly Dog, Big Toe, Wedgehead, and Target. We are introduced to Uglytown, which is part of the Uglyverse. And Uglytown includes paranormal-themed malls, which sound awesome, restaurants enclosed in staircases, I don't know what that means, and robots. But they clarify that the robots there don't work like how they do with us in the year 3000. But riddle me this, how would our robots work in the year 3000 when not much has changed but we live underwater? They didn't think about that. They didn't think about that, and that's why I'm here. Now, here's where we get to the good stuff, because believe it or not, I find the most world building in the characters, not so much the building themselves. Because sure, there's pages dedicated to how quirky the town is. A fish laundromat? That's so kooky. But then we get to the character outline for wage and minimum wage. And they aren't actually being worked to death by a boss. They are just eager to find a sense of belonging. They just want a job they feel good at. In fact, the job wage and minimum wage currently work at, they just made up. No one who actually works at Price Hike knows what the two of them are doing there, but I just love that they let them be. Now, Wage's best friend is Babbo. Now, Babbo isn't smart or courageous. That's the end of that sentence. I guess for every hard-working, heart of gold SpongeBob type, there has to be a lazy Patrick type. We have many of the same business people type ugly dolls, and if that isn't disturbing enough, look at this one with that red eye.
What the fuck is he planning?
But oh my gosh, look, there's also a little conductor one. Look at the little outfit. Ox and Wedgehead are thieves and pyromaniacs. Trey has 3 brains, and this doctor is gaslighting her into thinking that whatever illness or ailment she feels is all in her heads. Who's the doctor? Oh, the one with the red eye. Should have known the one spreading pink eye would be a doctor who doesn't believe in medicine. The worst kind of doctor. I thought the message was about embracing the beauty within, but all the characters except for Wage so far have been assholes. We then see the Ugly Town school with kids that fit different tropes. Once again, we have the clones. 2 of the clones are Bully with the Soft Side and Girl of Your Dreams, who exclaims,
Action figures rule.
which feels very much like this is a book targeted for boys, because girl like boy thing, as much as I want to say this is a win for all the girly liking girlies out there, it's clear who they're marketing to with this. Confusingly enough, we also have the really pretty girl. Are the glowing red eye ugly dolls the beauty standard in this town? What about her is beautiful? Why introduce a beauty standard at all? Isn't that counterintuitive? And I don't have time to unpack the Discord mod popular boy. This world really is one of a kind. We meet Cinco, who has a huge fear of water. He has a wife and kids, but is still stifled by this water fear. But I love how patient they are with him. Once again, we're seeing the wholesome roots of this franchise shine through. He should really try exposure therapy though, because has he never drank a cup of water? How is he still alive? Athena, he isn't alive, he's not real. Dude, we gotta work on you playing pretend if you're gonna stick around here. Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure you know. I obviously know. Don't interrupt again. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Day 123 of asking for Octonauts lore. That is next month's video. Let's appreciate this video. Let's focus on one video at a time. Many of the ugly dolls simply do not know how to function. These aren't tiny quirks. This society deals with many speed bumps, such as a normal trip to the supermarket / toy store. They have to wait 40 minutes to get a number, another hour to be called, and then proceed to beg the person calling the numbers to help you with your order once your number is finally called. So it seems like they're severely understaffed. But the nonchalant nature in which they present this information shows that it seems like the ugly dolls don't even mind this. The bank even operates the same way. And now I'm brought back to our world, because obviously on Earth that would be seen as a huge inconvenience. There'd be Karens,
I have to make it to little
would
Timmy's
be a whole
soccer
scene.
game.
But that's the difference between their ugly society and our ugly society. We see importance in time and productivity. They do not. I thought I was starting to get it, and then I met Icebat. This little dude is so cursed. No, literally, he has a curse put on him. He turns everything he touches into ice. Oh, shit. They also classify him under ugly zoology, whereas the other citizens were just, I don't know, humans? Anyway, that hurts my brain. We're brought to the ugly beauty shop, which brings us back to the original purpose of this series, embracing who you are with unapologetic self-love. Well, kind of. We see this red-eyed dude express the most hopelessness I've ever seen in this whole series. Is all lost? On to something much less problematic, What is the ugly police force? Kind of redundant.
Uh-oh.
Check out this section. The law is ready to catch you, help you. A couple of pages later, we see the police again. This time, they break a random person's headlights. Taillights. It says it right there. Yup. This is a reflection of our society, all right. Maybe let's not lump them in with the whole ugly in an empowering way thing. Maybe they're just ugly. Maybe they just fucking suck. Moxie is very hyperactive and has moxie, as her name suggests. And I love her. Why does she need me, though? For what? This book can be so ominous sometimes. How am I still on the first guidebook? Okay, let's speed round these next 3 guides because we gotta get to the movie. That's a whole other can of ugly worms. The second guide is a guide for things that go and things that should go but don't. It starts with a new definition of ugly. Ugly means unique, one of a kind, and original. But in the first book, you said ugly is about showing you what I've got on the inside? We love a callback to how long lines are. This time, instead of long lines at the supermarket and at the bank, we're at the DUV. Oh, okay. Their version of the DMV, huh? Commentary that will just go straight over kids' heads. These books aren't a guide at all. They're actually a warning to real life. The vehicles are a reflection of these characters' personalities, which are fun. Look how customizable they are. There's definitely a sense of whimsy in some aspects of the world that aren't supposed to be parodies of our world. But at the risk of sounding like a 60-year-old creepy old man, why are none of them smiling? Come on, give us a smile. The last page of the second guide gives us some real insight, which reads, life in the Uglyverse is a lot like waiting for the bus. It's how you wait that matters. To find the truth, look within. The truth is, the bus stopped running about an hour ago. We see now that the UglyDolls' real strength lies in their apathy. Their ability to simply not give a single shit no matter what life throws at them. That is their greatest superpower. God, I wish that were me. The third book in the series is a guide to being alive and staying that way. Before giving us another definition of the word ugly, they're trying to make the word lose all meaning. They tell us, you might say, but I have no life, so why do I need a guide to one? And to be honest, they were pretty real for that. They got me. The very first page, they admit that the secret to surviving in the Uglyverse is unchecked confidence. In the Being Born section, this is the second time in the series they've referred to a bear as like an urban legend in this world. I was going to skim over it the first time they mentioned this, but because it was brought up again, it must be important. Either that or I'm placing importance on a very unserious thing for the... how many videos do I have? For the 741st time. Ugly babies all look the same, but this book assures us that they will soon be ugly in their own unique way soon enough. Dude, then explain the fully grown clones. Did they just not find themselves a unique personality yet? Oh my god. This section also ends with,
Be prepared. Do you have what it takes?
I don't think I do, to be honest. Can you calm down? But I'm gonna be honest, I love that teachers are the highest paid profession in their world. As they should be. They are teaching the future generation. Let's put some respect on their name. This guide is full of capitalism snark. Like, why get this cheap bag that looks exactly the same when you can pay 5 times the price for the real thing? Dude, that's what I've been saying. It's so funny that these drawings are shown in a kid's book, when I feel like, if anything, they really would have caught on in comic form. Like, these would be such good newspaper funnies. Haha, this is relatable. This is how society is. I'm drowning in debt. Bye! I just don't understand the thin versus fat joke, to be honest. They look the same, but one feels fine and one feels tired. Just like in that one out-of-touch manifestation TikTok.
Use your identity wisely. Stop walking around like someone who's insecure, unsuccessful, is broke, is overweight, whatever.
She didn't just say like, oh, if you're confident, like people will sense that confidence and whatever. She threw in, stop walking around like you're fat. Huh? I'll do whatever the fuck I damn well please. They are implying that weight is a mindset. So if you're ever tired, that means you're fat. I'm not gonna lie, associating these positive and negative feelings to body descriptors doesn't really sound like self-love. We are losing the plot again. So we finally address the clones. There are clones because of the multiverse that exists within the same universe. So that's not the multiverse. They are essentially tricking people into thinking they're unique when multiple of them exist. And they dismiss the clones by saying, oh, you are unique in this universe. They're from another universe. They're just in this universe because that other universe is this universe. You are one of a kind. I'm not feeling very empowered. The fourth guide is entitled To Eating Out. Whoa, I didn't know they got down like that. So tell me a bit about yourself. I'm a big fan of learning. I like literature. Oh, well, what do you like to read? Oh. Okay, let's see what we can learn. After all, this is an educational channel. Some standout new characters are Ugly Stick, Turny Bernie, and Kaiju Ice Bat. Damn, even Ice Bat has a clone. They are really giving me mixed signals about what it means to be ugly and unique. More commentary on disposable income. Prices are higher than the moon and portions are smaller than a pea. Fine dining at its best. Ches Fancy Pants is the most expensive restaurant in the Uglyverse. Ches Fancy Pants has seating by the window so the uglies outside can show off the amount of money they no longer have. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Once again, can kids even appreciate the relatability? Or do they just laugh because they don't realize that this is what life is like? The demographic of these books confuses me. Sorry I'm a broken ugly record, but this just screams newspaper comic to me. We have confirmation that Wage is minimum wage's father, I guess? Unless they change their minds, we'll see. That's called foreshadowing, baby. We see casual child neglect with the punk rock ugly doll, which feels like a weird detail to include. And once again, why are we fat shaming in Ugly Dolls? Here's a fun little song full of rage about it. Why is there so much fat shaming in Ugly Dolls? You can encourage healthy eating without the shame. This book's supposed to teach self-love, but it's lame. You think it'd be all happy and carefree, but when it comes to body image, they're just like we as in humankind. Why can't they just be more kind? I rhyme the rhyme with the same rhyme. You're supposed to be ugly with your full chest. Why can't I have big ginormous breasts in peace? Don't call the police. Please just let me be ugly doll. Now let's jump into the movie that kind of nailed the lesson of be who you are despite society's pressures. Ironic, considering society fucking hated this movie. But who cares what society thinks? What do I think? First of all, we have Kelly Clarkson as Moxie and Pitbull as Ugly Dog. That is such fun casting. Ugly Dog is also useless in this movie. He is the self-proclaimed best friend. He doesn't do anything besides hit on women in Spanish. Pitbull is just playing himself. And honestly, work, bitch.
Dale.
I had somebody tell me that I should never say Dale again. And I did. And I know it sounds bad coming from my stinky little mouth, but I can't talk about Pitbull without saying it. Anyway, this is just so fun and silly right off the bat. Speaking of bats, Ice Bat's voice is so cute.
Ice cream on me!
But she only has one line. And the main bat of this movie is Lucky Bat. Who is this guy? Oh, by the way, none of the Ugly Dolls are ugly anymore. This was Moxie in the books, and this is her in the movie. The message is love yourself despite how ugly you are, but then they made the main character cuter. Okay, mixed messages. They're all so smiling and sweet. I honestly wish they kept those stupid emotionless faces, but with all the joy still in their voice. Life just couldn't be better than this. That would be so much fun. So Ox tells Moxie that there's nothing out there waiting for her and that it doesn't get better than Uglyville. By the way, Ox is the mayor? Dude, in the books he was a thief, a crook. Okay, maybe politician is kind of perfect for him. But he's actually super nice and normal in this movie. They made everybody so polished, so squeaky clean. The exact opposite of how they were in the books. In fact, Wedgehead is launched from the pipe as the new citizen of Uglyville, when in the books, Wedgehead was Ox's right-hand man. They were best friends. But here, she's just the new girl. Moxie is sad because no kid wants her. And to a certain extent, this reminds me of that scene in Barbie where she says she's ugly and she's crying. And the narrator cuts in with some shit like, the casting of Margot Robbie doesn't make this moment convincing. That is how I feel about Moxie. When she's crying, when she's like, I'm just so terrible. She's like the most lovable being ever. She is, I hate to say it, she's just Poppy in Trolls. She's just a sweet, energetic ball of positivity and love. And she looks cute. Kids would love her. Well, if she was in another movie. The movie tanked. We'll get into it. So Moxie, Ugly Dog, Babbo, Lucky Bat, and Wage, who is actually a girl in this movie if you were wondering, all travel up the pipe that the new Ugly Dolls shoot out of to see what's on the other side. Basically, they go in this pipe to see if Moxie's desires are just a pipe dream. But turns out, humans are real. Ew. I know, gross. The Uglies are surrounded by all of these dolls that haven't been painted, they don't have personalities yet, and they're arriving at the Institute of Perfection. It's interesting that once these dolls have a fresh coat of paint and they're given a personality and a purpose, that's when they find the Uglies' presence off-putting. When they were just in the sea of them, no one had a problem. It was only once they entered the Institute of Perfection. Also, my sister brought up an excellent point. The Ugly dolls are fabric. All the other dolls that we see are plastic. How is there no plastic dolls with different deformities that would end up in Uglyville? Lou, the leader of the Pretty People, sings a devastating and catchy and kind of amazing song about how ugly our main group is. And this is the first time the Ugly dolls hear ugly being used in an insulting way. But they got the message loud and clear. Nick Jonas continues the cruelty when he sends 3 pick-me spies to steal Ox the mayor, and he continues to emotionally manipulate his new ugly students, even going so far as to throw them in a washing machine, which, to be fair, is what happens when toys get dirty. So honestly, he has a point. You kind of just have to get used to that. Mandy is the only pretty doll that empathizes with our group because she needs glasses to see. And if you wear glasses, that makes you ugly. Guys, please don't make fun of me. Freak! Halfway through the movie, Ox reveals his very obvious tragic backstory. He accidentally ended up in the Institute of Perfection a while ago and trained, and it seems like him and Lou were pretty close. Sure. But when Ox kept failing these tests, Lou told him to escape. Ox went through the tubes and found out that where he was supposed to end up was recycling, where he would be rejected, torn apart, and fixed. He decided to close up that pipe and redirect the rejected dolls to Uglyville. He made that safe haven for them. He's actually kind of the best character. He's just a really nice guy. He's voiced by Blake Shelton. I would have cast that a bit differently, me personally. Although it is kind of funny hearing him go, "Life just couldn't be better," cause country, I don't know. Nick Jonas as Lou is a gatekeeping boy boss that tries to convince Moxie and the crew that he was being very vicious to them to spare their feelings because he didn't want them to find out the truth. And like a true kind empath, he delivers the news to them that they shouldn't even exist. What a nice guy. Who wouldn't trust this honest king? Now the Ugly dolls hate themselves. They lost their color and they need to get their true colors back. I feel like I've watched this movie before. Oh, look at that. Moxie even has a scrapbook looking thing. Dude, she's Poppy. One detail I love is the button moon. I just thought this was the coolest. Cute world details like that, plus strong fucking songs, can win me over every time. And look at that, a power ballad between Janelle Monáe and Kelly Clarkson. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't care if this is the most generic movie known to man. I don't care if the whole world hates it. I don't care that my fiance hates it. I'm jamming. My positive feelings about this movie are unbreakable. Like the name of the song. Lou tried killing Moxie and glasses-wearing Mandy by throwing them in recycling, which is like an incinerator. It's a Toy Story 3-ass ending. Oh, this entire movie is like Toy Story. Yeah, I've seen this movie 1,000 times before. But what you don't understand is that I'm easily amused. Honestly, probably the worst part of this movie is the way that Ox found out that Moxie and Mandy are in trouble. There's this little printer creature that wasn't utilized throughout the entirety of the movie, but was somehow able to show Ox exactly what happened, how they were kidnapped, blah, 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 blah. It just felt like lazy writing. And that is the only instance of lazy writing to me. Anyway, Ox helps them escape, and they go back to the Institute of Perfection for that final test, and Lou decides to join them. I don't know why. He fails the test. He kicks this robot baby in the face. Lou actually stands for loser, because guess what? Final plot twist time. He's a prototype. He'll never get a kid, so that's why he's all bitter, and he rigged the test so that all the Ugly dolls will fail, because if he can't get a kid, then he sure as hell won't let people that aren't pretty get a kid, because God, it just lasted forever. One thing that I did like is that they didn't redeem Dick Jonas. In his last-ditch effort of retaliation, he breaks the portal to the human world, but they immediately fix it. So why did you even introduce those stakes? It was fixed so fast. It was fixed almost immediately. Why even do it at that point? They fixed the portal and now they can go in between the human world and now Imperfect Institute of whatever the fuck and Uglyville. So life just couldn't be better than this. Like the name of the song. We finally see Moxie's human and she looks exactly like her. Same 3 teeth, same bow thing that she wears to bed for whatever reason. Everything, bitch. She's like, oh my god. She looks just like me. Here's my ugly Sona, if you were wondering. I turned my giant-ass head mole into a 3rd eye, and I'll call her Athena. The verdict is, it is the silliest, most predictable watch ever, as I kept saying, but I like it, okay? Some things can just be silly and stupid. Another piece of criticism, I wish it was a blend of this polished perfectness and the original books, snark, and, I don't know, grit. I feel like there could have been a happy medium between the guidebooks and this movie. The movie felt a little too perfect. Too polished, too cutesy. This book actually came out after the movie, so I just wanted to take a quick look at this. So as you can see, we see the movie characters. Welcome. Hi, we're the UglyDolls, and we want you to know that ugly is cool. See, they waste no time. They aren't giving like these vague definitions of ugly that kind of are insulting. They immediately get to the flattering. We don't mean cold cool, like the kind of cool you feel in the winter. Mention Ice Bat. Where is Ice Bat? And then we finally get more of the traditional art. Again, they spell it out for us. Ugly, unique, awesome, ugly, awesome. Yay, just very positive. But again, I like that they blend the original art and the movie art. We have all the movie characters. Yeah, they mention nothing of his past pyromaniac ways, just sweeping it under the rug, typical fucking politician bullshit. Lucky Bat, laid back and go with the flow. He absolutely is not in this movie. He is an anxious mess. Ugly to the bone. They should have made him say, Dale! There's only one of you! Not in the original books, bitch. They got rid of the clones in the movie, which means your ugly is one of a kind. Tendency to fall asleep in strange places. Power nap king. Shut up. That's called narcolepsy. Let's learn about how to make ugly friends. UFF. Ugly friends forever. If anybody ever said that to me, I'm literally kicking their ass. There are normal friends, the people who like you and will ask you to be in selfies. And then there are ugly friends, your true best buddies for life. But aren't those just best friends? You're asking? Great question. You see, ugly friends are best friends, but they're also so much more. They're ugly as fuck. No, that's not what they said. They said they believe in you. They love you for all of you, ugly and all. It's so positive. It's so funny because this is kind of like the message I was looking for in the original, and now that I got it, it feels kind of insincere, if that makes sense. Because how many ways can you say you're unique, you're special, you're amazing, you're beautiful? They wouldn't say you're beautiful. That's kind of not what this is about. You're beautiful in here. I think Therefore I'm Ugly by Doll Critiques, that they're doing like different philosophers' quotes, but they uglified it. This would make a great coffee table book. What a great conversation piece. Unless one of you want to buy it off of me. I feel no sentimental value. 2 more orders of business. 1, the UglyDolls wiki doesn't have a lot of pages, and apparently they kept being vandalized. I found some very funny pages of some kind of fanon that combines the UglyDolls world with, you guessed it, trolls. There's pop UglyDolls, country UglyDolls, funk UglyDolls. Are you kidding me? I will never escape the trolls. And honestly, I'm happy about that. I loved this video. Last order of business, I googled UglyDolls and found this. And I was like, there is not a chance in shit. What the fuck is that? And I thought it was an Etsy. I thought it was a modified ugly doll. No, guys. This is its own fucking thing. They're called fuggler. Funny, ugly monster. They have almost like human teeth. They have buttons where their butthole should be. I kind of like it. I can't decide if I like it or not. It's unique. It definitely sticks out. And it's not like ugly. It's like, oh my god, that's fucking hideous. You know what I mean? It's fascinating. I'm on the website right now. They did a collab with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is wild. This is straight from the website. I'm just pulling this straight from the website because I need to unpack this with you guys. Created in 2010, a British lady named Mrs. McGettrick created the concept of fugglers after encountering individual denture teeth on eBay and envisioning them as looking funny on teddy bears. She started to sew her own bears with these human-like teeth, so fugglers emerged. Hey guys, wait, like Mrs. Gettrick bought these dentures off eBay and put them in the... Okay, work. We love hobbies. I can't talk shit, come on. But, okay. These horribly assembled animals. I love their sense of humor, though. That's really fucking funny. These horribly assembled animals disturbed her husband, which fueled her amusement, so she started to sell them online. Okay, I'm sold. She's a badass. If I were to get any of them, what the hell is that? The funny, ugly monsters are out to ruin your lives. And fart all over you? So they're smelly, too? They're so gummy, too. They're so surprisingly gummy. Sasquoosh. Number 69. Heyo. Nice. Human-like teeth, mismatched eyes, green mankini, glow-in-the-dark features. Glow-in-the-dark features goes hard, but it's also like you can never escape from him. Even when you turn off the lights. That's great. That's really cool. I like that. Phlegm consistency, sludging. I'm done. I'm out. Okay. You went too far. You went too... I'm done. The lady who made these is either really cool or she just goes too far with it. Hubby, for fuck's sake, what? I don't know why he's Irish, whatever. I have a great new idea. So the visuals aren't scaring the kids yet. But I have this new idea. What if we make them stinky smelly? I'm gonna send this out to a kid, but before it goes out to the kid, you know what I'm gonna do? They'll hate it now. Why did you get into the toy making industry for the... Ew, and you're gonna give them pink eye. What is wrong with you? I'm supposed to be Irish. There was supposed to be a series on Hulu that was never made, or maybe is still being made. And that's it. Don't miss these other ugly books. Too late. I did. Really hope you enjoyed, butt lovers. Be sure to subscribe if you did. Next week, we're going over the ethics of shipping, and I guarantee you it's not what you think. So if you're gonna type out a rant to me, don't. Okay, bye!